Hi, I'm Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and I'm coming on to make another version of this card. I wanted to create a card for a Case the Designer challenge over at the Global Design Project, and this is my first make. I shall make another version of it and then try and decide which one I'm going to enter into the competition. I am very excited though, because I got a special mention in last week's challenge, and I will leave a link up here to the video that I made showing you how I made that card. So this week I'm using the Ranunculus romance set, which came out in the mini catalogue, and at the moment the coordinating dies, if you buy the two together, and you'll have to be quick because the mini catalogue retires at the end of June, although these products have carried over into the new annual catalogue, but they won't be a bundle after the 1st of July. So let's just get on. This card is Smoky Slate, Soft Seafoam and Flirty Flamingo. I am going to keep with the Smoky Slate base, but I've got a matte layer which I have embossed with the Time Worn type 3D embossing folder to create a sort of interesting background focal, and then I've got a layer of Pear Pizzazz, some white. I've got an extra bit of white for the inside which I shall stamp, and then I've got some white which I'm going to do my stamping on, so, and then cutting out. So I'm going to use Inkwise Smoky Slate, and I'm going to use this stamp here to create a background on this white piece. That's all for that bit, and then here and here, and we don't need the Smoky Slate anymore. I'm going to use my floral images. So I'll show you, there's two ways of stamping the flowers. You can, we'll do the first go. So using Stampin' Right markers, these are from the Subtles collection. So you apply these directly to the stamps, and I'm going to start with the flowers, and I use the side of the pen to add ink. There's a little stem there, so I'm going to avoid that. And then Pear Pizzazz, and again using this side. Applying ink directly to the stamp. I can see that I missed a little bit there. And then we huff on this. Which sort of moistens the ink, and there you have your image. Let's clean this off. And then the other way, to stamp it. Now what have I done with this? There's the pear pizzazz. And we can compare the two. So you stamp the whole thing. Clean it off. And we just need the flowers. Oh, very inky. Let's have a look. Let's clean that off. It's a brand new ink pad. So I shall just lightly, let's see if that makes any difference. You can still see the difference, and then I would fussy cut those out. So I'm not sure, what shall we do? On the inside, I've got another stamp here. I'm going to do the same. Just going to add look. I'm going to go and die cut these. Just clean off those stamps. So that's them cut out, and I've actually trimmed out ahead those flowers. You didn't need to see me fussy cut. I did forget to do the heat embossing, and I'm going to heat emboss this time the sentiment. If you've come across my channel before and you're a subscriber, you know that I absolutely love heat embossing. It is just magic. So we use Versamark, and I've got the stamp set up already. So this is Versamark ink, which is really sticky. And we're going to pop that there. Just like to count 1, 2, 3 at least. And then I've got my silver embossing powder. There we go. Don't know if I managed to show that properly, but heat embossing, some people get really intimidated by it. I absolutely love it. So now I will again pop off and I'll come back. I'll fussy cut that out. So here we go. So we can now put our card together. Let me just show you. Pop the glue down on there. It's a little bit softer. Oh, I can't decide. I think I will use Decisions. I think I'm going to use that one. Here we are. And let's pop these together. So I'm going to, now I wanted the original card, so I'm using the layout that we are copying, and it's a really pretty layout and lots of layers, so that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to pop that one there, and all the measurements for this will be over on my blog, but and there'll be a link in the description box below. So let's pop that on the inside so we don't lose it. I might grab an envelope as well and do another flower on the envelope. Lovely. So pop that off to one side. So I'm going to bring in some of this beautiful metallic mesh. I'm just going to have that in the background. So we'll trim that off just to add a bit of sparkle. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' seal. Just going to put a little bit down there. Lovely. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I'm going to use mini dimensionals. I'm going to pop that on dimensionals as well, but just that side and that side. Pop that down there. And I think I'm going to pop the green bit it's Pear Pizzazz. So I've kept the colour palette quite muted. What I'm going to do before I stick that on with the dimensionals, I'm just going to get my Wink of Stella and although it doesn't show, there's a nice little bits of sparkle on there to add to the silver and the heat embossing. And yes, I think I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals, so we'll keep with the minis. Try not to get too carried away. But we don't want it sagging. There So as I've mentioned before, I do sell the products that I demonstrate, so there will be links to my online shop as well, both here and from my blog. If you like any of the items you see and you don't have a demonstrator and would like to purchase some. Now, I wasn't sure about adding any more bling, but I am going to just bring in some basic rhinestones, and I don't think you can really go wrong with basic rhinestones. And I'm going to do my standard 3 there. So that's, I think that's the one I'm going to enter. That was, I think it looks pretty with the pear pizzazz. Let me know what you think. Do you have a preference? I definitely think that's the one that I'll enter. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye for now.